Tonight, new information and new cases confirmed in the COVID-19 outbreak. Plus, will the coronavirus impact upcoming big events like South by Southwest and Fiesta? And tomorrow is Leap Day. We explain the science behind February 29th. Thanks for joining us for KSAT News at 9, streaming from right here in the KSAT 12 newsroom. I'm Myra Arthur. We begin tonight with the very newest developments in the spread of the coronavirus. Tonight, a second patient in California has contracted the virus with an unknown origin. That means those two patients now have been infected without traveling recently or being around anyone who is known to have had the virus. The CDC is also warning Americans not to travel to Italy now because of the coronavirus spreading there. And right here at home, we've learned another evacuee brought to Joint Base San Antonio Lackland has now tested positive. There are 11 confirmed COVID-19 cases in San Antonio. That number provided by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention today. 9 of those patients came from the Diamond Princess cruise ship in Japan. One of them was from the first group of evacuees that arrived from Wuhan, China, to be quarantined at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland. The final person also came from Wuhan but was quarantined in California before being moved here to be closer to family. The CDC also provided an update on national efforts during a briefing this morning. The agency said it has widened its definition of a person under investigation, or PUI. It now includes more countries other than just China as the virus spreads. The guidelines help healthcare providers decide when to test a patient for COVID-19. The CDC said the updated definition will also allow experts to use their own discretion when deciding whether to test someone or not. The CDC is hoping to provide new testing kits to all state and local health departments by the end of next week. It also said that states with the original test kits that had some problems can be used again.
The FDA determined that third step, which was causing some labs to have a bit of difficulty doing their own quality control and validation of the test in their labs, and had kept us at just the CDC plus 11 other labs being able to do tests with no backups in the testing, no backups. But we want to get it out there to more places. On Wednesday night, the FDA authorized the use of the first 2 parts of the test as a validated test and authorized to be used. So that enabled 40 labs to immediately begin testing with the first 2 parts of that test, and that they believe provides adequate quality control.
Now, as this virus spreads, there's the concern that it might impact some big events closer to home. In just a couple of weeks, people from across the world are expected to arrive in Austin for South by Southwest. Because of the virus, the venue where the event will be held is taking some extra steps to try to prevent any spread. Tiffany Huerta spoke to a man from New Braunfels who's been going to South by Southwest for 9 years now and says the coronavirus is not stopping him.
It's not going to affect what I do. I'm one of those people, I don't think we can live in fear of what is out there.
Dale Blassingame says the coronavirus is not going to impact his plans to go to South by Southwest. The content marketing strategist for the San Antonio digital marketing agency Lead Hub says this will be his 10th year attending the conference.
It's always a really great kind of renewal of spirit and energy and inspiration and motivation.
At South by Southwest, there are different events focused on things like technology, education, and music. South by Southwest says the event is proceeding as planned. Last year, more than 400,000 people attended the festival over 2 weeks. Of those, more than 73,000 attended the conference portion. People from 106 countries were present. The Austin Convention Center department says even though the event is going on as planned, they are taking extra safety precautions. They tell us they're placing more hand sanitizers and hand cleaning stations around the facility. They have also increased frequency of cleaning restrooms, escalators, door handles, and other places. Plus, they've posted signs with information for visitors and staff, encouraging them to wash their hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Avoid touching eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands, and avoid close contact with people who are sick. Here at home, the city will be hosting a group of international people from the South by Southwest conference in San Antonio. The city tells us the coronavirus has not impacted these plans. Looking ahead, with big events like Fiesta coming up in April, Metro Health tells us no city events have been canceled. They say the city will continue to share educational messages and encourage the public to be part of the solution. Many of their tips are the same tips offered throughout the cold and flu season, like proper hand washing, staying home if you're sick, and covering your mouth when you sneeze or cough. As for Dale, he is planning to enjoy his time in Austin.
I'm not going to let that stop me from what's one of my favorite weeks of the year.
For the 9, Tiffany Huertas.
A spokesperson for South by Southwest says they have seen a handful of cancellations from people where they're from places where travel has been affected by the spread of this virus. A huge fire at a local business today. Deputies in Los Angeles accused of sharing some really graphic photos of the helicopter crash site where Kobe Bryant and his daughter and 7 others were killed. And a Batmobile replica, not considered street legal, is seized in Russia. Here's tonight's 9 at 9. An Illinois judge on administrative duty after she was seen on security video dragging a small girl into a holding cell and then leaving her there. The legal community responded to the video with outrage, especially since holding cells at the criminal court building, known as 26th and Cal, are known to be unsanitary.
The child had no business being at 26th and Cal to begin with, let alone in a courtroom in a lockup where a judge is literally taking her into the lockup.
We don't know who the girl is or why she was locked up.
It took some 30 units and around 100 firefighters to battle a 2-alarm raging fire at a building on South Flores this morning.
That building on Flores and Ceballos was where Sweb, a web and app development company, was housed for 3 years. All of the employees were able to get out safely.
The greatest thing about all of this is that we're stronger, we're mightier, we're better than ever.
In New Hampshire, a driver is dead after crashing into a toll booth. State police say the car burst into flames after that crash. A worker in the booth was able to escape unharmed. Investigators are trying to figure out what happened. A medical examiner testified today during the intoxication manslaughter trial of a local woman. Rosalinda Olalde is accused of crashing into a car, killing the driver instantly.
That brainstem had been torn in two, completely transected. The joint between the base of the skull and the top of the bones of the neck was completely torn apart and dislocated.
4 passengers were seriously hurt.
The jury's now had a first-hand look at the aftermath of the crash, then heard from the state's expert witness. On Monday, the defense expert.
If convicted, Olalde faces up to 20 years in prison. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department says it's looking into reports that deputies shared graphic photos of Kobe Bryant's helicopter crash scene. The basketball legend, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others died after the helicopter they were in crashed in Calabasas, California. The LA Times reported deputies shared graphic photos of that scene. The Sheriff's Department says it is reviewing those allegations. An important moment in U.S. history being remembered this weekend. Selma Bridge Crossing Jubilee events began today in Alabama. The event remembers the battles between civil rights protesters and state troopers on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. The clashes, which happened on March 7, 1965, became referred to as Bloody Sunday. Police seized this Batmobile replica in Moscow last weekend. According to the Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs, the vehicle was not registered or approved for the road. The car was seized, and the driver was hit with charges related to violating traffic laws. A ride in Disney World had to be shut down for several hours after a boat on the Jungle Cruise ride took on more than a foot of water. All passengers were able to get off that boat safely. It's unclear what caused the boat to flood. Researchers have discovered a mini-moon temporarily orbiting the Earth. The asteroid, about the size of a car or a refrigerator, was pulled into Earth's orbit 3 years ago. It's about 6 to 11 feet across. Compare that to the real moon, which has a radius of more than 2,100 miles. Experts don't expect this mini-moon to stay in Earth's orbit for longer than another month or 2. To read more about these 9 stories, go to KSAT.com. Katie Blake is with us tonight to talk about the all-important weekend forecast, which includes a big warm-up.
Yes, we have a lot of spring feelings coming at you weather-wise this weekend. So if you're a fan of the warmth, you're really going to like what we have in store for you for the next couple of days, because we did have a nice little cold snap settle in this week, and it was a beautiful end to the work and school week today. A lot of high thin cirrus clouds out there today, and that made for a nice little pop of color right around sunset. 37 our morning low, up to 72 this afternoon. A huge spread in temperatures today. One of those days that you had to dress in layers. Tomorrow will also be one of those days. Not quite as cold in the morning, but we're still going to start off in the low 40s on your Saturday. So a morning jog, walking the dogs, anything like that. A jacket definitely in order, but by the afternoon we are back in the 70s, mid 70s on your Saturday, but we'll warm things up even more for Sunday, just a few degrees shy of 80 degrees by Sunday afternoon. So I expect more high cloud cover around tomorrow, a little bit breezy at times. As we get into Sunday, we'll start off with overcast skies in the morning, so a lot more clouds during the first part of the day, but we're expecting to break through to mostly sunny skies in the afternoon, and that's what's going to help to put our high temperatures on Sunday just a couple of degrees shy of the 80-degree mark. Humidity will stay pretty manageable tomorrow. You've probably noticed the air has been really dry the past couple of days. I don't know how many times today I had to reach for the chapstick or put on my hand lotion because I just kept feeling like my hands were very dry. Tomorrow the air will stay fairly dry. Our dew points will start to climb into the 40s, but that is still considered dry for this part of the state. As we get into Sunday, though, you'll notice dew points starting to climb just a little bit, and then by late Sunday into Monday and Tuesday, our dew points are back in muggy territory. That'll set us up for maybe a little bit of morning fog, especially as we get into Monday. Rain chances, though, that holds off until we get into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. You'll notice a 40% chance of rain both Tuesday and Wednesday, so I want to walk you through our next chance of showers, maybe even some scattered thunderstorms here in South Texas. As we get to the back half of the weekend, we'll be watching for an upper level low pressure system dropping down near California to kind of be starting to pick up some strength and move closer to us here in Texas. So through Monday night, we'll build the humidity back in, mostly cloudy skies, but rain-wise, things will stay pretty quiet until we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. The issue with our rain chances next week comes in the timing of this low pressure system, because when it moves past Texas, that's when our rain chances will wrap up. But we've got a big split in two of our biggest, kind of most reliable forecast models. The first, the GFS model, kind of moves this low through fairly quickly and clears things out by Wednesday, but I want to show you the split in the different models. The GFS and then the Euro model. The Euro, that second model, brings that low pressure system in much more slowly, keeps it around longer, and so that would extend our rain chances all the way through Wednesday, with chances of showers and storms wrapping up as we get into Thursday. So we've still got a big kind of split in our forecast models there in regards to storm chances for next week. So this is something we will be tweaking a lot over the next couple of days, and so you'll need to keep checking the forecast as far as those storm chances are concerned. For your Saturday, though, no chance of rain. A big warm up in the afternoon, 74 your high temperature, becoming even warmer and more humid as we get into Sunday. Monday, a little bit of patchy morning fog, more cloud cover around, and then here come those rain chances Tuesday into Wednesday. Again, we'll be tweaking this forecast for you. Hopefully by the end of the weekend, we'll be able to kind of hone in on when we could see our best chance of some storms next week. Myra.
All right. Thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
Earlier this month on KSAT News at 9, we told you about a proposed renters commission within the city of San Antonio that's meant to look out for the rights of renters. Well, now the councilman behind that idea wants to hear from the community. District 1 Councilman Roberto Trevino is hosting a Renters Commission town hall meeting tomorrow morning. This is happening at San Antonio College Victory Center on North Main. That's from 10 a.m. until noon. Now, Trevino says this sort of commission is needed because renters make up about 47% of the local population. He also says that 88% of eviction cases are decided in favor of the landlord. Here's what Trevino had to say about the issue when we talked to him earlier this month.
Well, we've gone to several eviction courts and seen what a lot of renters are going through when it comes to the eviction rates, which are alarming. There's a lot of people that are being evicted every single day. It's almost 1,000 a month.
Trevino hopes a renters commission would be an accessible resource for renters in need of some help. Again, that town hall is tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the San Antonio College Victory Center. You're watching KSAT News at 9. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Just because you see something trending online doesn't mean it's accurate. At the end of every week, the Associated Press puts together a roundup of some of the most popular but completely untrue stories and images of the past several days. This week, the focus is misinformation spreading about the coronavirus outbreak. The following claims have all been made about the coronavirus over the past few weeks, and they all have one thing in common. They're false. Let's take a look. Garlic can help cure the new coronavirus. That one is not true. Chlorine dioxide will help get rid of the virus. Also not true. The FDA says you should not be ingesting the bleaching agent. Surgical masks protect against the new coronavirus, while the World Health Organization advises those showing symptoms to wear these masks to prevent the spread. Medical masks alone cannot protect against being infected by COVID-19. Symptoms of the virus include vomiting blood. This is also false. Coronavirus symptoms can include fever, cough, and shortness of breath. Coronavirus can change the color of human blood. It can't. And one last claim that is not true about the coronavirus. This is one we actually talked about during our trending segment here on KSAT News at 9. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends people shave off facial hair to protect against the new coronavirus. This infographic made the rounds earlier this week, showing which styles of facial hair do and don't work well when wearing filtering face piece respirators. Here are the facts on this one. The CDC did not release this graphic in relation to preventing the coronavirus, and the agency did not recommend people shave off their facial hair to protect against it. The graphic was actually made years ago and is intended for professionals who wear respirators for protection in their workplaces. Turning to tonight's top stories, after a partial recount in Iowa, Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg will keep his lead. The Iowa Democratic Party says the former South Bend, Indiana mayor held his lead over Senator Bernie Sanders with the most state delegate equivalents. Buttigieg had 26.2% of the delegate count. Sanders had 26.1%. However, Sanders maintains his edge in the popular vote count. These results come more than 3 weeks after that chaotic Iowa caucuses day. Results were significantly delayed because an app to report the results did not work properly. Asylum seekers will no longer be sent back to Mexico to await immigration hearings in the U.S. A federal appeals court blocked the Trump administration from continuing with that policy today. The so-called Remain in Mexico program started in January 2019. It required migrants to stay in Mexico until their court date in the U.S. Those who support the policy say it's the reason for a drop in arrests along the southern border. But immigrant advocates say it puts migrants in harm's way as they wait for hearings in makeshift camps. Tomorrow is February 29th, Leap Day. An extra day is added to February almost every 4 years, and there's an explanation for that. Meteorologist Sarah Spivey explains the science behind Leap Day.
All right, here at KSAT, us meteorologists are oftentimes the resident scientists or historians, and so today I thought we'd go to class and we talk about why do we have Leap Day. This year is a leap year, and that means we have February 29th, which falls on a Saturday this year in 2020. But we have leap year, where every 4 years we add an extra day because the Earth rotates around the sun every 365.25 days. That makes one full rotation around the sun. And if we added a quarter day to every year, that would really mess up people's schedules. But if we didn't add a day every 4 years, that means every 100 years we'd have a 24-day shift in the calendar. So Christmas would end up being in the middle of January by the end of 100 years. It's actually a little more complicated than that too, because adding a day every 4 years is a little too long. So we actually have to not celebrate Leap Day every now and then, and the way we account for that is during century years we don't have a leap day, unless of course it's divisible by 400. Confusing, I know, but we'll write an article about this and put it all on KSAT.com. But for now, that's why we have Leap Day.
We have come to the end of another long week full of some big local headlines, from an SAPD officer trying to get his job back after he was fired for an incident involving feces, to a school bus driver facing allegations of separating students based on race. Here's a look back at the week in 210. The father of a 17-month-old who died last Saturday was indicted this week in another case involving alleged injuries to the same child in 2018. Rick Artis is the father of Lyric Artis, who Bexar County deputies found unresponsive at a Northeast Side home last weekend. On Tuesday, Rick Artis was indicted for allegedly striking the baby and for causing injuries to him by not properly restraining him in a car back in 2018. Rick Artis had been under investigation for more than a year. Officials from the Bexar County District Attorney's Office have not said why Artis was not indicted in the 2018 case until 2 days after the child's death. A fired San Antonio police officer and his legal team fought all week to get his job back through arbitration for the second time. Matthew Luckhurst was given an indefinite suspension from the department after pulling a prank in an SAPD women's bathroom in 2016. He defecated in a toilet, didn't flush, and then spread a brown food substance on the toilet seat. This was the second time Luckhurst pulled a prank involving feces. Also in 2016, he gave a homeless man a sandwich made of dog feces. He was fired and won his job back then through arbitration in that case. Democratic presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren was in San Antonio this week, holding a town hall alongside former presidential candidate and former San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro. Warren rallied a crowd at Sunset Station ahead of Super Tuesday and made a stop at an iconic San Antonio restaurant, Mi Tierra. A Comal ISD bus driver placed on administrative leave this week over allegations of assigning seats to students based on race. According to parents and their children, students of color were placed at the front of the bus, while white students were placed at the back. The district says the driver told them that students were separated because of behavioral issues. But parents we talked to feel the assigned seats were based on race. Let's go to KSAT.com on this Friday night to find out what's trending with Ivan Herrera.
Myra, thank you for having me. 3 great trending stories for you today. First up, we're in a leap year, and so Leap Day is tomorrow.
That's right.
And so some companies are offering deals for leap year babies and those who are not leap year babies like me, who are born on non-special days. So I'm going to tell you about a few of those deals for leap year babies. So the San Antonio Zoo is actually giving free admission to anybody who was born on Leap Day.
Okay, on the 29th.
Yeah, so bring your ID just so there's no confusion there.
So you got proof.
And so Olive Garden is also giving Leap Day babies a free dessert, a dolcini dessert, which are the little, the little cups. They're almost like shots, but they're desserts.
Gotcha.
Oh, they're delicious. And if you're not special and you weren't born on Leap Day, they're also offering they're offering take-home entrees to all guests for $2.29, which get it $2.29.
Right.
$2.29. All right. So, and if your birthday is not tomorrow and you don't want to spring for the Olive Garden, 7-Eleven is giving you a whole pizza for $2.29. So not too bad.
Okay.
And we have a bunch of other deals on KSAT.com. Just check that story out.
And the day you were born was special, I think.
It was for my mom.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Next up, the Hello Kitty Cafe truck is coming back to San Antonio next month at the shops at La Cantera.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
I forgot
it looks
had been
really
here
cool.
before. Okay.
Yeah. So the truck is coming on March 21st, which is a Saturday, and that's between 10 and 8 p.m. at La Cantera. It's going to be parked near the Barnes & Noble area, so if you're familiar with the area, and if you're not, just find the Barnes & Noble. You'll see the big Hello Kitty truck, which we put some stuff up on the website right now. You can pick your favorite Hello Kitty theme merch and treats. So a lot of fun stuff there. And check out those details on KSAT.com.
All right.
All right, last up, I've been wanting to talk about this all day. I was talking about it before we started. So Lady Gaga has just come out with a new music video.
Ivan is a big Gaga fan.
I love it. It's everything.
What are her fans called?
Little monsters.
Little monsters.
Yes,
Do
yes.
you consider yourself a little monster?
I'm a big monster. And so this song is called Stupid Love, and it's where Gaga actually plays like a futuristic warrior princess. It's really interesting. It's kind of just going back to her roots and back to, the dance.
Yeah, that's what you were saying, kind of the original Gaga.
Yeah. And get this, the whole video was actually shot on iPhone 11, which I thought was really, really cool. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, editing does wonders, of course, but the whole thing was shot on iPhone 11.
But for the whole thing to be shot that way, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and so I actually saw the commercial before the video started, and I was like, what? Like, it was freaking me out. So, like I said, it goes back to her older sound. She's gonna have a 6th album. It's untitled. Nothing has been announced other than we know the fact that she's gonna have a 6th album. We're excited. We're waiting.
This was supposed to be, I heard something like her first original song in years, right?
It's been a while, but she does write a lot of her own stuff, but it has been a while since she's had, Joanne was just like a few years back. So yes, it has been a while, a long time.
You heard it from our resident monster.
Yeah, so Lady Gaga says she just wants to make people feel happy and dance to her music, which she's already doing. So that's all I have for you today. Have a great weekend. Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see you next time, Ivan.
Yes,
thanks.
thank you.
We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. Rooftop weather coming at you. There's a lot happening in the world, a lot of stress, there's politics, there's viruses. Everyone's a little on edge, so Rooftop weather is here to take it into the weekend on a more lighthearted note. We were cold earlier in the week, but we're warming up heading into the weekend. We'll start off on the cool side Saturday morning. By Saturday afternoon, we're in the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies. On Sunday, we'll start off overcast, but clearing in the afternoon will send us just shy of 80 degrees on Sunday afternoon, but you will feel the humidity a bit more by the end of the weekend. That really makes me dizzy. I don't think that's good. Like, one little spin shouldn't make me dizzy, right? Parkour at the zoo. And twirl. Hope you have a great weekend. Toodaloo.
That's all our time. Thanks so much for watching KSAT News at 9. I'm Myra Arthur. We'll see you right back here after the weekend on Monday. Have a great one.